The wind does not care what your drone is rated for.
As a drone pilot, waking up and seeing the trees getting tossed around is a major kick in the you-know-what. But as drone tech improves every year, they're getting better and better at fighting back. Up top, 3 very different drones, all rated for level 6, and down at the bottom, 3 more, all rated for level 5. So what do those numbers actually mean, and how can drones this different handle the same wind? And the one that surprises me the most today is the Neo 2 in the bottom right. Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Jaunting Ape, and today's video is all about wind. I woke up this morning, I was gonna make a video about the Neo 2 and its quick shots, but it's too darn windy for that. And when God gives you lemons, you go fly in the wind. So today's video, we're going to talk about that number you see in DJI scales. Usually it's a 5 or a 6. Now that is something called the Beaufort Scale. So this starts way back over 200 years ago, when the only way to measure the wind was to go outside and see what it was actually doing. In 1805, an Irish naval officer named Francis Beaufort came up with a system to describe wind conditions at sea. And instead of using instruments, he used observations. Calm water, waves forming, branches swaying, bending, and eventually breaking. He took visuals like this and turned it into a simple scale from 0 to 12. Now today that system is still used because it connects raw wind speed to real world conditions. And that's exactly why drone manufacturers use it, not just to tell you how strong the wind is, but to show you what it's actually going to look like when you're flying. Of course, we had to complicate things. So now those levels are tied to exact wind speeds, and the ones we're dealing with today are level 5 and level 6. So all the drones you see on this side, the Mini 5 Pro, the Air 3S, and the handsome Mavic 4 Pro are all rated to level 6 on that Beaufort scale, meaning they have 12 meters per second wind resistance, which is crazy to think that they're going to rate the little Mini 5 and the Mavic 4 the same. Now in the same hand on this side, we have the Neo 2, the Avata 2, and the Mini 4 Pro, and they are all rated to the same as well. They're rated as a 5, which is 10.7 meters per second wind resistance. But how can they all be the same here as level 5s, and how can these all be level 6s? So I'm actually quite excited about this one. I haven't done a test like this yet, and it's super windy. I got my wind meter here. We're gonna get out there and we're gonna see what we can get out of these guys. Hopefully I don't lose that little Neo. So as you can see behind me, it is quite windy here today, but I am sheltered in the yard. So what I gotta do is head out to the open road and get right into the thick of the wind, and we're gonna see how windy it is and how these little drones fare. I'm launching the Air 3S first, and what better way to test the wind than with a drone reveal. A quick kiss of this birch tree is about as close to crashing as you can get right before the perfect reveal of these towering spruce. Shots like these are a fantastic way to help tell your story. I also wanted to try a top-down shot just to see how stable the old girl is in these blustery conditions, and honestly, I was pleasantly surprised because the second I cleared the treetops, I got that filthy, nasty wind warning. But the Air 3S is a champ, and it powered right through. Believe it or not, I'm filming this on the 15th of April, and winter just does not want to let go here in the Canadian prairies. It's a subtle reminder of why I do all that jaunting throughout the winter months. But I am lucky to live in a place like this where I can make content like this and enjoy a hobby I honestly love, even if the cold makes it hurt to breathe sometimes. -7 and nearly 50 km/h wind. Yikes. So the Air 3S caught some pretty good B-roll there through the wind. It is crazy windy out here. 39.6. So there we got 41.4 kilometers an hour for the max wind. That's just scratching on that level 6 wind resistance, which we're gonna see how the level 5 ones do here first. These tests are pretty straightforward. I just line the drone up with my trusty A6700, hit record on both, and try to get the heck out of the way. Now, this is the Mini 4 Pro, and you can see the footage here is not too bad, but it gets worse when I punch in 2 times and the whole thing falls apart at 3.
Where the Mini 4 really disappoints, and you can see that in my eyes here, is trying to run a smooth orbit. The wind really slaps this little guy around pretty good, which is kind of to be expected, seeing as it's a level 5 drone and we're in level 6 winds. However, the next drone we're looking at just shows how far tech can improve in just a couple of years. DJI recently released the Neo 2, and despite it weighing nearly half of the Mini 4, DJI rates it with the same wind resistance at 10.7 meters per second. The footage here is only slightly worse than what the Mini 4 was showing, but I mean, just look at how the Neo is being tossed around. And what really blows my mind is how the Neo handles the orbit in this wind. By introducing the 2-axis gimbal and using rock-steady stabilization, DJI has done some amazing things with this drone to make it well worth its tiny little weight. This little drone impresses me more and more every time I take it out, and I can't wait to share more content on it, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and come along for the journey.
Crazy little guy, crazy little thing.
The last of the level 5 drones is the Avata 2, and I gotta tell ya, I had more than a few issues trying to get this little sucker to hold still for its photo shoot. And I'll admit, this is the newest drone in my lineup, so I've got quite a bit of work to do to really master it. But if you've ever flown with the motion controller and you've ever stood outside in near minus 20-degree wind chill filming, it gets a bit tough. Once I did get it lined up, it held its own pretty darn good. Probably it was the best out of the other two in the level 5 category. DJI gives you the option of using a rock steady stabilization or horizon steady to get the best image possible with the Avata 2, and this is another one I'm really excited to spend more time with. At 377 grams, which is well over twice the weight of the Neo 2, and the heaviest by far in this category, my conclusion is it's also the most stable. Now let's step it up here and get into the level 6 drones, starting off with the powerful Air 3S. When I first flew this thing, I had been flying the Mini 5 Pro, and if you haven't had the chance to fly an Air 3S yet, it's on a whole other level. It's snappy, it's powerful, and it stabilizes fantastic. It holds strong in this test, and even bumping it up to the 3x zoom camera, it still puts out a fairly decent image. It's maybe just a tad out of focus. Running the orbit here, it's a rock solid, and you can see I'm impressed just watching how its bigger 724 gram frame cut through the wind. But what happens when you throw a 250 gram body into the Beaufort Level 6? You get the Mini 5 Pro. And surprisingly, it's a great deal more stable than its little brother in both 1x and 2x lossless zoom. To say I was skeptical when I read the specs putting this thing up against the Air 3S is an understatement, but somehow DJI pulled it off. It's got upgraded motors that spin upgraded props on an upgraded body, and it just feels more planted in the air, giving the edge in this kind of wind. There is one more drone that tops the 12 meter per second category, and that is the mighty Mavic 4 Pro. And when I pulled this thing out, I swear the Wicked Witch of the North picked it up a notch. By far the heaviest at 1,063 grams, the Mavic uses its weight well to stabilize, anchoring it rock solid. The 2.5x zoom looks great, but just look at its 6x zoom here with that 168mm lens. Now that's equivalent to about 120 mils on my Sony APS-C, and holding it that steady in this cold would be a challenge. When it comes to the orbit, this thing is locked and focused, and while I was filming all of these tests, I thought it would be fun to run some course lock hyperlapses. It's interesting to see how the different drones handle this course lock in the wind, like how the Mini 5 goes into complete jello mode here. And just an important note, this was by no means a pro crack at hyperlapses. I basically just cut them loose while filming the rest of the video. My frozen fingers definitely put a cap on what I was able to pull off.
So this was a really fun video to make. I appreciate you tuning in. I did make one mistake, and that was calling out winter being over there on April 15th, because that nasty wind blew in quite a storm and we got a ton of snow last night. But it gives me the opportunity to slap on an ND 128, which I don't use very often. But the sun is peeking out now, and that's when these dark ND filters really shine. So I'm gonna fire up the tractor and get cleaning here. I'm the Jaunting Ape. Thanks for tuning in, and the world is yours, my friends.
And just a quick shout out to all of my subscribers. I truly appreciate the support. If you're new to my channel, I do my best to put out quality content, testing and using gear in real world conditions. And hitting that subscribe button helps keep the prop spinning for this jaunting ape.